Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mary Giuliani Live. I am so excited that you're with us tonight. We have a really good show. We've got Kim Shepard here, who has an amazing history in her career and is in a new juncture at midlife that we're just going to dive into and have so much fun talking about. I know a lot of the people that are on my Facebook feed and that are, on my list and stuff are in midlife, so it's going to be a great show. So hang on. Kim's in our virtual green room. For the people that are new, I just want to acknowledge that if you are into growing and having a life that's higher quality in terms of fulfillment, satisfaction, better relationships, better health, better connection to yourself and others, this is the show to watch once a week. So get on my email list so that you can make sure that you are aware of who's coming up. All you have to do is go right up to marygiuliani.net and go to the show updates tab and just put your name in, and you'll not only get emails of the guests that are coming up, but you'll get actual links, audio and video version links of the previous show. So it's a great way to stay connected to the show and all the inspiration either way. And also, if you're an iTunes person, you can actually have it automatically downloaded into your iTunes by subscribing to my iTunes channel, which is Mary Giuliani Live. So let's see, that's what's going on with staying connected to the show. Okay, so the whole purpose of this show is to really inspire you to take your life to the next level of authenticity, of really, stepping outside of your comfort zone, really going for what you want that's going to bring the highest level of fulfillment to your life and however you would like to contribute to the world. So tonight's show is all about helping, there's so many different transitions and things that we all go through during different stages of our lives. And since I'm 57, most of the people that I hang out with are in my age range somewhere. So I thought this would be a great topic since so many people I know personally, including myself, have gone through a major life reinvention. And I think it's sort of a natural rite of passage in a sense. And so having Kim on the show is great because Kim, get this. Kim joined this company, Decision Toolbox, in 2000 as the CEO, and grew it to a level that she'll be talking about that a little bit later on. So we'll get into having her discuss that. But just really created an amazingly successful business for her clients and everyone involved. And so she just recently sold her interest in the company, and she's still the chairwoman of the company, but she's in a midlife transition, and so I just thought it would be so cool to have her on the show. She has done so many amazing things in the community, especially the women's and the girls' communities, and has been a leader in so many different capacities that it's hard to even go into all of them. But without further ado, let's bring on Kim Shepard. Kim, welcome. So great to see you. I'm so glad you made it on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, just based on your history, the thing I like to talk about to begin with my guests is what really got you what kind of upbringing did you have, and what sort of sent you in a direction of being a leader and going for it with being a CEO of a company and really, going for some pretty major accomplishments.
So I'm 10 years old, and my mom who raised 4 kids by herself.
Wow.
I had something going on in my life, and I don't remember what it was, and it doesn't really matter. But I put down the toilet seat cover, and I sat on the toilet, and I said, "Mom, whatever it was." And
right.
She said, "You know what?" And she was putting on her mascara. She goes, "You know what, honey, let me tell you something. If the whole world tells you something's wrong, mm-hmm. and your heart feels it's right, mm-hmm. F them." And I'm like, seriously? So at age 10, I was kind of given secret permission to do whatever I wanted to do and be whoever I wanted to be.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And just to remember the moment when it happened, and I can't step over this question because it's like, what kind of where did your mom bring forth such just self-authority and power? How did
Well,
she develop it?
that's just my mom. I mean, when I told her I was gay, I said, "How do you feel about that?" And she goes, "Well, it kind of sucks." And I said, "Well, why does it suck?" And she goes, "Because it makes you a minority." And I'm like,
Okay.
"Okay, well, I am a minority." And she
Right.
goes, "Yeah, and that kind of sucks."
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. I mean, it's such a like, yeah. I mean, it makes sense that she would be bummed about that, because why would you want anything on,
I
to
mean,
impact
your
your
daughter,
children?
yeah. I mean, you don't want your daughter to be a minority. I mean,
Exactly.
had nothing to do with being gay.
That's
Nothing
so
to do
cool.
with yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So then, like, as you're going through high school, or, those different years when you're thinking about college and career and all that stuff, like, where was your head at that time? And, like, what was important to you as far as, kind of getting out there in the world and, getting your feet wet?
Yes. Yeah, that's a great question. So I wanted to be when I started out as a TV reporter.
Yeah.
And at the time, there were only 6 women that were TV.
Uh-huh.
There was Joan London, there was Barbara Walters, who was
Right.
kind of up there. There was Maria Shriver. There were only 6 of us, and
Maria Shriver, really? Was she that big?
well, she was with me. I mean, she started out with me. So
Oh my God.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Joan London was about 5 years older than us. Maria Shriver and I are the same age.
Oh my God. So you guys were all working together. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we were all
Oh.
covering all the same stories. Yeah, we were always
Oh
on the
my
set.
God. So you were like a celebrity. I mean, back then. They were
Well,
now, even whenever.
You either become a celebrity or not, and that's not why I joined journalism.
Right.
I wanted to do stories, and I'm a curious person.
Right.
So I was at the junction of where either you become Maria Shriver or Joan London or oh God, I did a show called PM Magazine. It was the oh shoot, I'm forgetting the woman's name. You would know her in a minute. You either become a celebrity or you don't. And I never entered that to become a celebrity. So
so are you saying you have to have that intention if you want to do that? Like,
or go further. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be Mike Wallace.
Yeah.
I think that's
Well, there's a big price to pay for privacy and all of that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And who wants that kind of, I mean, unless a lot of people enjoy that kind of attention, but I think it would be pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, that's not my thing.
Yeah, me too. So okay, so you're in journalism. I mean, was it really, really fun at the time? And like, what did you learn and what?
Awesome. That was great.
Really?
It was great. And being a woman. So I'm going to talk about being a woman for a minute.
Okay.
Because and I want to share a story. So
Okay.
I belong to a CEO Roundtable
Okay.
that are all men, and they invite you, and I'm the only woman, and I've only been the only woman for a decade. So that probably doesn't say a lot of good things about me because they've never let another woman in. But so they kind of audition you, and
Okay.
you come in, and the thing is they go round table on what keeps you up at night. And everybody's all the guys are talking about my ROI and my P&L and my KPI and my blah, 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 blah. Well, at the time, I was being sued for palimony from a woman
Oh my God.
who didn't work for 10 years and decided to sue me. And I couldn't fake it, Mary. I couldn't that's what's keeping me up at night. And so with all these boys doing all this KPI and ROI and P&L and I said, I'm being sued for palimony. And they're like, what the F? Like, seriously? And they all
Yeah.
kind of like pulled back. And I'm like, okay, so I'm never going to be invited back to this group again. But it was the truth. That's what was that night. So the next month I get invited back. And I'm the first one now to talk. And I'm now past my palimony. And I'm talking about ROI and KPI and P&L and blah, blah, blah. And they all start talking about their daughters wanting to go to this college, but what they want to
no, how neat.
My wife and it opened the door for estrogen instead of just testosterone.
Yeah.
And it's been a really great group because we've grown as a result of that, where we can talk about life. Because there's a guy who's a member of my group that when I first met him, his company was $10 million. It's now $3.2 billion.
Wow.
He's gone IPO. He's a big shot. He's an Elon Musk kind of guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he presents, and he's like, Kim, I'm a little lost because I don't know how to be the star.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, you have to be a star. I mean, you can. What do you want to be?
Right.
And so,
you get to define it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Everyone's going through a midlife crisis. It doesn't matter how old you are or where you are, or if you're a male or a female. Everyone's going through a midlife crisis. I will probably go through a midlife crisis for the rest of my life.
So that's sort of a loaded statement in a sense, because if you don't define some kind of a time frame, then it sort of makes the term in itself not really tenable, and you know what I mean?
Well, you know what? Yeah, so let me tell you, and this is going to be way heavier than you want to go, Mary, but
I love heavy.
Okay, good. So my little brother is dying.
Yes, I know.
And he has days or weeks left, and I don't know.
Yeah.
And he said to me, he had been in bed for a couple of months, and he said, I want you to take me out for a bike ride. That meant get in the wheelchair and let's get outside. I'm like, okay. And everybody's like, you can't do that. He's gonna die. And I'm like, no, I'm taking my frickin' brother out for a bike ride, and we're gonna do this thing. And it's hard for me to not get out of this place because not a whole lot of stuff makes sense beyond my little brother wanting to go for a bike ride. So we did it, and he said, I am surrounded by caretakers, but you take care of things. And I have things I need you to take care of. I'm like, okay, let's go. What are they? What are they?
Right.
And the first one was uninviting. I have a brother who's 2 years younger than me, was uninviting him from the funeral. That was the first one.
Good for him.
That's a big frickin' deal.
Yeah.
Big frickin' deal. So, so I believe that when you care for people, you need to really listen. Like, what do you need me to do for you?
Right.
And I think that the way you get through a midlife crisis is you ask yourself, what do I need to do for me?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty heavy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think it's heavy only in that more people don't think about it as frequently as probably you and I do.
Yeah.
I know I do. I've been thinking about it for 25 years. I think. Just about having a life filled with meaning and purpose and a sense of connection to myself and others, and like being really lined up with my soul's calling. And so it's a whole project. But so for you then, we were talking about just the different things you've done and the situations you're in, and it sounds like just from what you're going through with your brother, what you really mentioned was how it gave you a new perspective of what's important to you.
Yeah. So probably flip it. It gave me a perspective of what's not important to me.
Okay, gotcha.
And nonsense is not important to me. And
So, like, what's an example? Yeah, like, so what would be something that you might have tolerated before this experience that you won't now?
Oh, I'll just say goodbye. I mean, that's a really good question. I have no tolerance for crap. I just don't.
Do you mean like people treating you like, how do you define crap?
Crap is like nonsense. I mean, I'm not going to have a conversation. So, so I've been in sales my whole life. And
me too.
I know. So my company I built a company that solves a problem.
Right.
And it's your problem. So I'm going to talk to you, Mary. Mary, you got a problem. I can solve it or not, and I don't care. Because if I walk away, you will still have your problem.
Right.
And so that's where I am now, to where I have no problem going, you can keep your problem. Because I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it.
You're not going to buy what?
No, I'm not gonna sell you on solving your problem. You got a problem. If I walk away, you still have a problem. I don't care if you still have a problem.
Whereas before you were more attached to that?
Yeah, well, I was selling.
Yeah. Well, like you were attached to the sale and
I'm gonna solve your problem. I don't really care. It's not my problem. I don't really, and
is that since you just recently let go of CEO position? Is that the difference now?
No, I think the difference is my brother.
Your brother. Okay, so your brother really. Okay.
Yeah. And then after my brother, I got a big problem because I got a mom who's gonna bury a child. So I'm gonna have to take care of her. And then I have a sister-in-law who's a really good person. And I'm going to have to take care of her. So nonsense is nonsense to me now.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I really feel there's such gravity to what's going on in your life right now. And whatever support you need, I hope that you reach out for it. If you need anything from me, please let me know. Because the people that are the caretakers need help too, and you can get really burned out, and there are people that want to help. So.
You know what, Mary, I have to tell you, I am very proud of the fact that I'm feeling this pain. I could run away from this. Yeah. That's the easy thing to do. And I'm really proud of the fact that I'm not. And it kind of goes back to my mom telling me from the toilet, F 'em. The whole world feels something's wrong and you feels it's right, F 'em. I'm holding true to that lesson that I was taught at 10.
Oh my God, yes, I love it.
And so, my heart is broken.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I should be feeling.
Absolutely. And bravo to you for, just acknowledging what is and allowing yourself to be vulnerable and be in the moment. And I mean, that's the healthiest and most, genuine thing you can do. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
So, to the women who are listening, I really want to, I'm about to give a speech that, for a group called Leadership in Heels with Shriver Jackson. And she wants it to be about me. And, the whole message of the speech is what I want to share with your audience is
cool.
Everyone has a story. Everyone has a story that people can learn from. And I can tell 18 stories. I got 80 stories. I can tell stories till next Wednesday. I mean, I got stories. But what people don't realize is that it's one thing to be enamored with my story, but it's bigger to get the balls to tell your own story and to share it with someone. Because Everyone has a story.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God. So then what I'm hearing, if I really got what you just said, is that yes, you have your story, but what's even more expansive for everyone involved is to inspire other people to tell their story.
Yeah, exactly. So in my company, I have a Boo Boo of the Month club. So every month, someone gets a $50 Starbucks card for being the biggest screw up. And the reason for this was because you learn this much from someone else's success, but you learn this much when someone screws up. I mean,
Right,
if you
right.
do a really big screw up, Mary, I'm never going to do that again because
Yes.
I heard you, I got
Yeah.
it, I felt the pain. That's not cool.
Right.
So I give a reward not for the best thing you do,
Right.
but the biggest screw up, because
Right.
you learn more from it.
Well, and to me, it also sets the tone of that recognizing that everybody's human and makes mistakes, and it's just, it's a way to reframe a mistake for a group learning, and so I think it makes it
Yeah,
safe for
and
people
mistakes
to
are
innovate
great.
and be, yeah, I mean, absolutely. So then, just like where you're at now, I'm just curious, how are you approaching the next chapter of your life? In December you let go of your leadership position at your company, sold your
Yeah.
shares, and now what?
Made a ton of money.
Yay! Awesome! I love it. Yeah, and how are you making this the transition, or do you have like a certain practice or certain teachers or methods that you've been using over the years and transfer them to this, or?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. I am, about an hour ago, I got off the phone with my COO, who's been with me for 17 years, and so they bought my name, and they paid me a lot of money for my name, and I kind of think I think I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to walk away from a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
and go on and do something else.
Okay.
And they don't even know this yet. So
When you
I
say they
hope they're
bought
not
your,
watching.
I'm sorry. When they say they bought your name, can you be specific about what that means? The
Yeah.
name of the
So
decision toolbox, or?
no, me. They bought me. They bought Kim. Kim is still attached.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'm not sure I want to be anymore.
Ah, so you're under contract with them for
I
certain.
am.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And if I walk away, I walk away from just south of $1 million. And I
Okay.
think I decided today that I'm going to walk away from it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I mean, it sounds like, a huge amount, and at the same time, it sounds like it would be the opportunity to free up your energy to step into a whole new reality too. It's like to me, and I'm not trying to say what you should do either way, but what I do to try to find where my North Star is as far as being true to myself is whatever I'm contemplating, does it bring the highest level of excitement into my body when I think about it, And if it doesn't, usually there maybe is a survival sort of meeting, or I'm still attached to some kind of energy that thing represents or whatever. But at the same time, there's a part of me that wants to soar and fly into my 100% authentic me. So anyway, but thank you for sharing that. That's really, really interesting.
No, I think you said some really great things. The authentic you cannot be attached to dollars.
Exactly.
And my brother is going to die soon, so I can't attach anything to. You get this dose of reality. It's
Right.
just like, is it real or is it not? And I have absolutely no tolerance for what is not real.
I hear you. Well, it sounds like it's just really brought home to you the preciousness of the moment and just how everything's changing, and you should appreciate what you have now that's real, and not take things for granted, and get clear about what's important. One of my favorite philosophers, a guy, he passed a while ago, Alan Watts, talks about, just really quickly, I just want to share this, about how one of the biggest problems in our culture is that people don't realize that money, like paper money or debit money or digital money, is not really real. It's just it's the available energy that you can expend for an economic purpose, but the actual wealth is only what you can appreciate in enjoying goods and services. So in other words, if you have $50 million or $100 million or whatever, you can't enjoy that whole $100 million at once. Again, I mean, in other words, how many houses can you live in? How many cars can you drive? So the point is...
Let me flip it for a minute.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. When you don't have money, money is important.
Oh, absolutely.
When you do have money, it isn't.
Right. Well, what I've found, and this is some really interesting studies, is that once you make a certain amount of money and your basic needs and your fun sort of hedonistic needs are met, or whatever you like to do and spend money on, then an extra, $50,000 a year, $1 million, whatever, it doesn't really matter because you're getting your day-to-day needs met. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's weird. When you don't have money, it's important, and when you do, it's not.
Right.
It's
Right.
not.
Well, to me, I mean, I remember living from paycheck to paycheck for probably from the time I was my first job, I was 16, but I was living at home still, and I moved out when I was 19 or 18. But 18 till about 27, yeah, that was some interesting times, but it really taught me how to be responsible and how to have a work ethic. And
Remember,
yeah.
if you blew a tire and you knew that all four had to be repaired,
Yeah.
all four.
Yeah.
Blew one tire, but all four needed to be replaced. That was a big freaking deal.
Oh
That
my
was
God. Oh
That's
yeah.
$400, and you don't have $400.
Yeah.
So I'm cut from that cloth as well, and I've never forgotten that.
Yeah.
But now that I've made money, it doesn't have the importance that I expected it to have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it that totally makes sense because, again, the culture sells us on this. I mean, the whole advertising and marketing, I've been in the advertising and marketing world for years, and I mean, the whole deal is how can I make you feel like your life sucks so I can sell you something? I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, where's the pain? Let's push it. And you want small, medium, or large.
Put the finger on the bullet point.
Yeah. Well, but let's launch a campaign so everybody feels that they need to be perfect in the way they look, or their youth, or just the house that they live in, or whatever. There's all this cultural pressure on to be worthy and acceptable and loved that you need to have this level of success, and then once you have realized a certain level of a success, you're like, well, I don't know if I really feel any better or different. In fact, I don't know if I really even like my job, and so. Anyway, I think it's a great to me, midlife is a great opportunity. I was talking to a friend of mine about this. In many ways, culturally, there's not as much pressure put on us because, like as a baby boomer, the culture says it's cool to kind of just kind of mellow out and just coast through the rest of your life. And it's not that I know that won't be fulfilling for me, but the point is at least that we don't have that cultural pressure like we did when we were in our 20s or 30s or 40s. But I think it's a great opportunity to really kind of go, hey, you know what? Who knows what's going to happen? You start seeing people die and you're like, oh my God, and So, it's like time is precious, and you have a window of time, and you want to make sure that you get the best experience out of it. So it really does press you to get clear about, how do I want to spend the next 20, 30, 40 years of my life?
So what do you want your audience, we've got like 5 minutes left, right?
No, actually about 15.
Oh, okay. What do you want your audience to walk away with?
I would like, most of my audience are women that are in midlife. I would like you to be able to, or both of us, to be able to share some of the things that have really been helpful and effective at helping us get clear about what the next step is for our midlife career or vocation. And so like real takeaway kind of actions, and what keeps us motivated, how can we stay on a track that's going to really get us the highest return on investment of our energy.
You're asking this question at a really precarious time for me, because
yes,
my brother's dying. So, and it matters to me. So that is the most important. Thank God it matters to me. Could you imagine that it did if it didn't? So I am really rich in the fact that my brother dying is so important to me.
Yeah.
So I'm really rich. So
well, I mean, I don't want you to feel like you should go into this if where you are is really, in this grieving process and with your brother. So I'm fine in shifting the interview to whatever you want to talk about. I mean,
I am blessed in the fact that it hurts my heart. I am blessed. And so that's the message I want to share with your audience. That if you care enough about something, anything, that could hurt your heart and make you cry, you're blessed. And don't lose that fact, that if there's something you care so much about that it makes you cry, do you understand that the world doesn't? The world doesn't. So that's the message I want to share with your audience, is that when I say tell your story, feel your heart, my brother's going to die, and I am so blessed that it's wrecking me right now.
Yes, I so get
that.
I totally get it.
Get it for me. That I care so much about.
That you're open. You've kept your heart open. You're willing to be vulnerable. You're willing to invest so much of your love and connection with him that, of course, it's a loss that he's going to a different.
No, it's a blessing, but it's a blessing.
Yes,
because there's 8,000 people I've met in my life that I could care less about. The fact that I have somebody that I care so much about, and then I'm going to take care of my mom and my sister-in-law, who are very different than me, both of them. Afterwards, the fact that I had that is that's a blessing. Yes. And you can walk around all day long and go, oh God, that hurts and hurts and hurts and hurts. No, it's a blessing. And so what I want to dare everyone to do is look at the things in their life they really care about, and recognize them. And they could look like, so I started out this conversation with, I was being sued for palimony. Now that sucks. That's someone, all right?
Yeah.
But what did I get out of it? I got a group of boys who I've been with for now for a decade that I brought estrogen into, and now they all would go more towards estrogen than testosterone because I opened that door. I did this. You did. And I did it by being androgynous.
Yeah.
I was gay out of the gate, but I was being androgynous. And they're kind of all now androgynous as well. Everybody has that ability to make a major seismic shift by sharing a story, their real story. Now, I could have talked about ROI and KPI and P&L and all that crap like they were as well, but that's not what was keeping me up at night. I was being sued for palimony by someone I was in love with for a decade.
Wow.
By being true to yourself and having the balls to share it, you can make a seismic shift in things.
Oh, that is so, that's exactly what I'm all about too. I mean, yes, absolutely. Being true to yourself and having the courage and the balls to share it is huge, huge.
Yeah.
And that's what you've done. And look what, I mean, and obviously there's measurable shifts in the guys that you're working with. And I just love that, that you're sharing this as a lesbian too, because I don't know if you, there was a great YouTube video clip of the singer Pink when her little daughter was sharing about how kids are teasing her about being androgynous, and Pink was just like, "Oh, honey, you know, what do you think my fans feel that way about me?" But I can't really even give it its due.
I know. No, you know what? I know exactly what you're talking about, though. If you look at Angelina Jolie and look at her children, so half of them are destined to be gay. Half of them.
Wow. Yeah.
And she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
She just wants them to find them. And it goes back to my story when I was 10 years old, and my mom said,
Totally.
"The whole world tells you something's wrong, and in your heart it feels right. F them. F them."
Oh my God,
And
that is so powerful. I mean,
yeah,
sorry.
it actually really is.
Well, I mean, really what the essence of what your mother conveyed, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that people meditate and go to sages for. And basically what it is your mother said, trust that you have the authority and the wisdom within yourself, no matter what other people say to you. Just don't let that...
Trust you.
Trust yourself. You've got it. You've got this. And oh my God, to be getting that kind of advice with that kind of emotion and energy, and obviously she was at 10. And you know, obviously she's living it. She's, you know, getting out there hustling and making sure you guys are all taken care of, and you know, obviously is an amazing role model. And so, yeah, wow. I mean, can you imagine if all the mothers on the planet, or even 10% of them, deliver that message to their 10-year-olds?
Could we give them this, please? Can we spread this, please?
Oh, absolutely. 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 I mean, that's what it's about, is really, another thing I talk about is how I don't think our species really, or people are, I don't think they're aware of how vulnerable our brains are in terms of how what we're told we are when we're children, and just the media and all of this stuff. And so having a mom that really totally saw your inner wisdom, your inner power, and just like, hey, girl, you got this. Like, forget about what those guys think. I mean, that's just amazing. So I think, yeah, let's pay this forward and get this out there to other girls, because that's, I mean, a huge issue. Why so many? Yeah, go ahead.
It's simple. Be you. I mean, this is what my mom said. You know, be you, and if the world doesn't like it, F them, and be you. And yeah. I mean, that's such a simple story to tell.
Yep. And obviously I mean, what I hear also is she made it safe for you to be you. In other words, you didn't have to worry about her rejecting you because you were gay or any of that. She's like, just be you. And so she created a safe space.
She didn't like that I was gay, by the way. She did not like it.
Okay.
She's not a big fan of it, even to this day. I mean, I've never been with anybody that she's actually liked, because she's not a big fan of it. but it's who I am.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're not, like, it doesn't really hook you any, it doesn't really, it's like frankly, my family are pretty much even though we don't agree with it, we still love you kind of thing. I think, you know, it's one of those things. And you know what? The truth is that there's not everything I agree with them either. So Hey, whatever. Okay, wow. Well, thank you for that. That was really, really awesome. Yeah, so be you and don't worry about what people think of you and just do your thing. Yeah, I love that. It's like it feels like a book or something that wants to kind of be birthed with that sort of theme. So
hang on, it's coming.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I love that. I love that.
I've written 2 books. So one was called The Bite Me School of Management, taking a bite out of conventional thinking. Yep. And the other was Get Scrappy,
right.
Business Insights to Make Your Company More Agile. So I'm going to, do you remember the Celestine Prophecy?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So my next book is going to be a business lesson in fiction.
Ooh.
I know. Which is what Celestine Prophecy was, right?
It was a business thing? I don't remember it being a business thing. I just remember it being more
It was a life lesson in fiction. So it taught you, I mean, you remember it because of all the books you've read, you remember the Celestine Prophecy because it made you feel something.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I love that idea, Kim. Yeah.
I'm going to write a business book shrouded in fiction.
I love it.
To teach a big lesson.
Sort of like a transformational fiction book, kind of. Yeah, yeah, I love it.
Well, and the lesson really is everyone has a story. People get enamored with my stories, right? They get enamored. Yeah. Oh my God, tell me another one. Tell me another one. Tell me another one. I'm like, tell me one. You got one too. Give me one.
Yep, I hear you. Well, okay, so, we're pretty much up right at probably where we need to wrap up here. One of the things as far as where you're at in your life right now, normally I ask people, how can people work with you or find you? But really right now, you're not, I mean, are you in promoting any particular?
I don't want to be found.
Okay. You're in discovery mode. And
I want to be, I know too many people and I'm too connected and I'm too networked and just want to go be quiet someplace.
Oh, I love that. Good for you. A great book that has been transformational for me, it's by Cheryl Richardson called The Art of Extreme Self-Care. And it's really about just giving yourself that sacred space to put your needs first and really get quiet enough to get clear about what's next. So
it's the art of extreme care.
Self-care. The art of extreme self-care.
Okay. Oh, good. I'm not done yet. I'm going to do something really, really, really big.
Ooh, okay.
This yet, but it's
any hints? Like, is it in the tech space at all, or personal development, or?
Okay, so how much time do we have?
We have plenty of time. 5 minutes.
Okay, so I think I'm going to do a reality show.
Ooh.
And here's what I want to do. I want to go to places that are decimated. So think Haiti, think Mexico City, think Puerto Rico, think and I want to go. What I have to bring is I get adopted by people. I can be in the middle of nowhere and some crazy person adopts me and I'm their next best friend.
Okay.
So this is what I do. And I want to go to decimated places and get adopted by someone and make them a hero on a reality show. So imagine some toothless, heavy-set Black woman in Haiti, and I'm going to go to her home and we're going to cook together. And that's what we're going to do.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm in Puerto Rico, and there's some, man that doesn't know where he's going to go next, and he adopts me, and we're going to go shopping. And we're going to, so
I love it.
Isn't it great? It's kind of cool, huh?
Well, it's like a hero. It's like a hero incubator.
Yes.
hero
Yes.
accelerator.
I love it.
Let's get the angels lined up, right?
And let's make some heroes.
And what?
Let's make some heroes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Hero
love that.
Incubator. I love that idea.
Yeah,
Hero
yeah,
Incubator. That might be the name of the show.
yeah. I'm really good putting words together. Yeah. Cool.
That's
Well, that's awesome. I just love that idea. In fact, another guest that I had on this show, Susan Lander, got a book deal with Hay House about she channels like former luminaries like presidents and that sort of thing. And she's actually talking about a reality show as well about her work.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, what's beautiful too about the technology we have is there's ways to get a jump start on stuff without having to have a huge budget or a huge time or financial commitment. But anyway, that's a whole other show. But how exciting, Kim! How fun! And what I love about it is it brings together your heart energy of wanting to be somebody that can make a profound difference for other people, but also extending your reach of that energy by helping other people become heroes. And that, I mean, I know for me, if it wasn't the heroes in my life,
telling a story. Everyone has a story to tell and they don't know it.
Yeah, they don't know the value of their story. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's awesome.
Cool.
I love that, Kim. Thank you so much. That's, the beauty of what we just talked about is, even though we didn't get into step-by-step reinvention at midlife, really what I think we got to was even actually more important, which is just who do you want to be in the world? Like what's the most important thing for you to show up for in your day-to-day life, and how can you get that out there? And so starting with your ladder up against the right wall is really important, and I think that's what we really focused on today.
Steve Covey, and everyone should read the book. Not
Habits?
No, I hated that book.
I love that book.
I hated that book. First Things First. Did you ever read that?
No, but I will.
Oh, it was 7 habits, but you actually get to remember them. Because the 7 habits of highly effective people, can you remember? I think I asked you this.
I can remember probably at least 5 of them.
I hated that book.
Well, did you know his son? Oh my God, I can't remember his first name, but he's Covey. Wrote the Speed of Trust. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful.
I will read that if you read First Things First.
Okay, deal.
That's a Covey book.
Okay, you got it, girl. Wow. Well, this has been so much fun. Sorry, go ahead.
No, the speed of what?
The speed of trust. It's all about how, and I would imagine, I just get the feel from you that you build trust really, really well and really, really long term. And that's, I'm sure, one of your superpowers. And so his book is all about, and being in sales, for the past 30 years and in my life, when there's a level of trust, it's like the transaction goes like butter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when there's not, if it goes at all, yeah. So anyway, that'd be great. First things first. Yeah. So with that, let me switch over.
I have 2 now. I have 2 books to read.
Oh, okay, cool.
One is The Art of Extreme
Self-Care
Self-Care
with Cheryl Richardson. And the audio, actually, the audio version is really good if you like to save time.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the Covey book.
I don't like to drive, so if I have to drive somewhere, I want an audio on. I want audio going on.
Me too. I'm a total Audible person. Well, this has been such a pleasure, Kim. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to check in with you to see how your journey's going, and I'll let you know how First Things First is going, and you can let me know the speed of trust. Thank you, Kim. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
All right. right, Kim Shepard. That was so fun. Wow. It's like, I love how Kim really brought home the value of all of our experiences are so sacred and so helpful if we can just share those. And I know for me, there was a lot of safety issues for me in sharing things that were vulnerable. And so I just needed to take baby steps and find people that were safe. So anyway, I'm really glad that Kim was on, and it really helped me remember to focus on what's really the most true in my heart and what it is that I know that I'm meant to do in the world. So thank you, Kim. I have a couple of announcements, and then we will be wrapping up for the night. I am a life coach, and so of course I like to offer a tip every single week. And since this week was all about reinventing your life at midlife, I think the perfect coaching tip would be to take a few minutes, like 5 minutes, to just turn your phone on airplane mode and just sit with yourself and just feel into your body and really just contemplate what your heart and spirit are saying to you about what the next step is for you on your journey. And this does not have to be a big thing like what your next business or project or vocation. I mean, I'm talking about even what is the next step for me to learn to trust my feelings more, or what is the next step for me to learn to know what's in my heart. Just taking that one step is really, really important. So I really encourage you to do that. Put it down somewhere so you remember to do it, and let me know how it goes. Two other announcements. Well, actually, next week I'm really excited because one of my original teachers, Susan McNeil Velasquez, was on about 6 weeks ago, and she is the author of Beyond the Intellect. And it's Susan's been a great teacher of mine for many years and had really made a profound difference in how I've approached my life. She's one of those teachers that lives in your head for decades, and it's just so beautiful. Anyway, we're going to, the book that she wrote, we're doing a series of reviews on it. So it's sort of like a book club series. And so we're going to be on chapter 3 and 4 next week, next Wednesday the 25th. So we hope that you join us. And if you'd like to buy the book on Amazon.com, go buy it. It's Beyond the Intellect, Journey into the Wisdom of Your Intuitive Mind. Susan McNeil Velasquez. So anyway, and then if you would like some support in terms of how to live your highest calling, that's what I do. I'm a life coach, and I'm all about helping you get in touch with what's really important to you, how to overcome the obstacles that have kept you from doing it. Obviously, if you're not doing it now, there's reasons, and you know, it takes what it takes, and it's never too late. And I'm an example of that. I was in my 50s before I really got into being 100% authentic with my work and all of the aspects of my life. So if you would like some support as far as creating a more authentic life and living your calling, just go right up to my website, marygiuliani.net, and go to the coaching section, and I do a free half-hour coaching strategy session. And then the other kind of coaching is, if you would like to have your own talk show like this, I'm actually a streaming and webinar coach, and actually there's a couple things I can do. If you're not tech-oriented, don't want to learn it, but really want to reach clients on a like global level, which is so fabulous with Facebook Live or you know, on YouTube, all you have to do is go up to my website, marygiuliani.net, and go to the streaming and webinar page, and I can do a half-hour free session with you and let you know if I can actually produce your event for you, where I can be in California, you can be in Colorado, and I can produce your event. People won't even know I'm in the background producing it. So, and I can bring guests in from other areas and locations anywhere in the world. So that's the beauty of what we can do today. So let me know if you need some help with that. And let's see, is there anything else I have? Well, of course, there's one last thing, and that is, what's the one thing you're going to do this week to be true to yourself, and make sure you write it down and put it on your calendar so you know it's going to happen, and then watch your life transform. Okay, everyone, have a great week. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.